What up YouTube, we are back with a sort of review, impressions, whatever you call it. Anyway, this is Tales from The Walking Dead, in a sense around our guy Terry Crews. So, this is Terry Crews. Day in, day out, he gets up and he watches the same old football game with his good friend. What is his name for his friends again? What's his dog's name again? Clemens or Clementine? I don't know, man. Something like that anyway. So he go day in, day out, has the same old routine, and goes outside, does his Sudoku puzzle here, and then one day, his good faithful friend of his decides to, he's getting old, he has to go outside in the night to relieve himself, do his business, and unfortunately zombies come, or should we say walkers, or whatever you want to call them, and he has to deal with them. And here's a little perimeter trap here as well, where he springs on them, and unfortunately one of the zombies does get through here, and his friend is bitten and, well, killed by this walker. So now he has the arduous task of burying him, and now he has to live his life without his friend. So if I was in his instance, and I've lost my friend, my companion, something to keep me sane, have that sanity in my mind, I can understand his position. So yeah, and thinks about what the hell is he going to do now, because he's got no companion. And he thinks back to himself, I had a pen pal back in the days. So he finds the diary, finds the book, and all the messages they were sharing back and forth. So yeah, that's his tag, or his handle, dot the I. And he was talking to this individual, and they just discussed meeting up in real life. I would say this is a long time ago, because not to spoil it right here, but yep. So so they were talking about it, and they never got together, never saw each other. And he said, I'm going to set up on this mission, I'm going to find this person, I'm going to rekindle this, I want to travel to where this place is, gets a map out here, thinks about, okay, I know where this person's place is, and does narrow down his the area location that he might think this person is. But anyway, suits up, he's ready to go. He's got his bike has a kill switch on it, only he can actually ride it, and he touches up in his own garage here. Again, he's made the smart decision. The end of the world is coming around. What should he do? Not stay above ground, get underground, I guess, So smart people do that, right? And he's got his own little Shetland bunker. This is his bike, kitted up with all the things he needs. And yeah, he's on the road. So he gets on the road. Unfortunately, one day he decides to go over this place, and there's a trap. I'm not sure what the trap is, but the trap is in the road, some spikes, and he's got a puncture. Decides to walk out in this field, and he is captured. And we're now introduced to this girl here, and she is Olivia Munn. So we've got two big stars here. Two, not the biggest stars, but two fairly big stars. You've got Terry Crews and you've got Olivia Munn. Olivia Munn is a sort of like hippie vegan, I would say, not quite vegan, but getting there. She has her own little agenda. She wants to find this person who painted her, or something like some crazy story like this as well. But yeah, they both have an objective they want to go to as well. And she's trapped him, and she said, well, if you want to live, you can either come with me, strap you, be handcuffed, so you don't pose any risk or any danger, and then obviously then you can accompany me. Otherwise, if you don't, you can stay in this net, and let the walkers basically get you. You can be bait. So that's the situation. As you can see here, meat is not green. Got some little hippie books, and she's into her sort of like let's just say she's a bit of a pothead. She likes growing weed. She's a bit of a speciality she does is grow weed as well, and he's all tied up here as well with no other choice but to just sit back and just listen away. And she tells him about her life story, and this is a gun, and this is what's in store for him if he decides to make a move. She's going to shoot him. So anyway, we are now introduced to our two main characters of this particular story, and they have a little discussion about it. They hit the road, and they figure out, well, they're going to both go to near about the same place, within 10 miles of each other, so they're on their own now. So they're going to go on the road, and this is Terry going over Greens from Springfield, Ohio, and leaves himself in some business. But so far so good. I was actually enjoying this. It was somewhat different. And then I was thinking to myself, this is going to be like a show, let's say going to be individual little short stories, and this is exactly what it was. And yes, little thing out in the wilderness here, and this they get a horde walks upon a small little horde walks upon them. They have to defend themselves, and he says, "Well, trust me, you can trust me." If it's in the situation, would you trust a big, overpowering black guy? I don't know, but if he's Terry Crews, you probably would, because it's Terry Crews. Who knows? Anyway, if you don't know the guy, then you can see you're going to be a bit sort of tentative in terms of trusting someone, you know, because they might overpower you, and then obviously they want to they might even kill you if you don't know who they are. But anyway, they kill the zombies, and they travel a bit more. This is the part where they get overrun by these hordes of zombies, and they are able to take them down, and they keep going, discuss their lives a bit more as well, you know who they are, where they came from, what's going on, everything basically that ensues. And they find they're gonna go outside, and she in fact says, "Hey, I found a big clue. I know exactly where this place is." She talks about it in this little in the notes here, and they're in the situation now where Olivia basically has told Terry, "Hey, I know where this place is, and we can go there because I've been there before." And he's happy because he's got some new hope. And unfortunately, their bike just got jacked, and they're left with a goat. So, and because Terry had left his bike on with the kill switch disengaged, and the bike was running, and their bike is now stolen. I would have thought that, and then obviously you see here as well, he realizes the gun is empty. He goes, "What? There's no bullets in it?" And she's like, "I hate guns," which is funny. But yeah, the bike's gone. I would have hoped that they would have caught up to the person who stole the bike, maybe got the supplies back, but that doesn't actually happen. So they now are forced to walk to this location, after a long, arduous walk. They get a bit pissed off with each other, I would say, and they separate their ways, and they go about their own ways. So he goes to his location, she goes to her location, and they separate themselves. And he finally reaches the place where he finds a photo of the girl he's meant to meet, and he says, "This is the place," and there's a surveillance camera outside, and the door's open behind him, and he is now saved. So and then he falls into this place here. So I'm looking at this place going, this is pretty high tech, and thinking that there's going to be a group of people, or maybe a civilization down here, because this sounds something that I'm not sure if anyone can build by themselves, but it's pretty high tech. It looks clean. It looks like a next gen sort of bunker. But apparently you figure out that it's this crazy woman here. You know, she's made it, and she doesn't say too much, because I thought that she would have actually opened up and then told him about the what exactly it was. Anyway, going back to Olivia here as well, she stumbled upon the cabin where her friend who painted her was meant to be, and the cabin's empty. She finds the painting that he made of her, and she's somewhat satisfied. Anyway, going back to Terry here, he's now sitting down, and you can see that she's a bit of a crazy bitch. And then even at this stage as well, I was thinking to myself, yep, Terry, you got yourself in a real shit show right now. But anyway, he's given some, let's just say some chocolate cake that's got a bit of hash or weed, or it's laced with something anyway. But yeah, he's digging into it. She's digging into it, and she's talking to him, and I'm thinking to myself, she's gonna fucking eat him. She's a cannibal. She's got this cannibal look to her. But yeah, he keeps eating those fudge brownies, and at this stage I was thinking to myself, yeah, she's gonna fucking eat him. She's gonna fucking eat him. And here I was thinking she's got some sort of like purge mask on. She doesn't. She's just got fucking loads of makeup. She cuts his neck, and she says, "You're lying to me. Who are you? You're here to take my shit." And he's like, "No, I'm not." And we realise that this isn't the first time that she's done this. She's got numerous watches from numerous other men. So she's lured them, and they stumbled upon this place, and she's killed them and taken the watches as a souvenir, like, you know, some sort of like let's just say memento of a keepsake of each one of these people, that each one of these men that have tried to so-called take her bunker. And yeah, she's now overpowered him. He's thrown into this surveillance room that's got supplies and stuff. It's got, I mean, I'm looking at the doors here. I'm looking at everything that's around this place and go, what the hell? How flipping high tech is this place? You've got that steel door, you've got the piping, the electrical stuff. I mean, this is pretty high tech. I mean, if I was in this position, I would have fucking killed her and taken this bunker for myself, because I was like, fuck this crazy bitch, I can't live with her. But yeah, the perimeter alarm sounds off, and then she realizes he didn't come alone. In fact, Olivia Munn has come back to find him because she's done her job, and then she's wiping the makeup from her face, opens up the door behind her and says, hey, hello. And then Olivia Munn is greeted by this crazy bitch, and then she says, come inside. And she's the same old thing. She's, no, I haven't seen Joe, I haven't seen Terry, and gives her a brownie. But you know, being who she is, she knows her stuff. She knows her let's just say her edibles, and she knows not to eat too much. So she has one bite, and she realizes exactly what it is. And this crazy bitch thinks she's really smart, and she's got a knife behind her back, and she tries to hit Olivia, but Olivia Munn knows capoeira. She's got some crazy X-Men skills here. So she's able to overpower the bitch, kick her up, and then Terry chucks this giant machete or meat cleaver at her, and then this bitch is dead now. So this bitch is dead, and unfortunately this bitch does come back, and she's a zombie walker. I can't even get it. Let me get the words right here. Yeah, so this bitch does come back, and she's now a zombie walker. As you can see. And yep, and that's the end of that chapter. And they close this. For some reason, they don't kill her. If I was in that position, you would kill her, and then at least you've got a base you can come back to. But yeah, it's just this one story. I was thinking at this stage as well, they might not do individual little stories. They might just keep it with Olivia Munn and Terry and see their little adventure. But yeah, they didn't do that. Spoiler alert. This is just this story. Anyway, the hand comes up to try and grab her. Olivia Munn kicks her down, and then she closes it, and then that's basically it. And Terry's high as a fucking kite, going, why the fuck am I so hungry? Because you just got fucking laced with some weed. So you got some THC in your system that you need to fucking sleep it off. Anyway, under a bridge now, morning comes, the goat's still with them. Olivia's like, where the hell is Terry? Terry's like, nature calls. You want to take a piss just like he did before on the motorcycle. And he's back, and that's basically their story. And it's like this, yeah, we've got each other now. You know, we've got no one else. I went to go see my friend, he wasn't there. And you went to go see your fucking crazy bitch, and she was fucking crazy and killed her. Anyway, now that's the end of that chapter, and that's basically it. That was the first episode of Tales from the Walking Dead. Tales from the Walking Dead? Yeah, Tales from the Walking Dead. And then you get a snippet of what's next from the Walking Dead, and it's about this basic thing about, I think it's like a real estate of this business that they think nothing is at the end of the world, and people don't believe him, and then shit is happening. And yeah, anyway, that's gonna be next. Anyway, that was the Tales of the Walking Dead. In fact, this was pretty good, pretty refreshing, a lot better than Beyond the Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead, I actually really enjoyed the characters, they're really good. I got behind that, but it did take a while. It was a slow burn. It started off a bit slow, but I definitely got into it, and I love the Fear the Walking Dead. And if you're a Walking Dead fan like me, you're really going to enjoy this. So definitely worth to watch, especially these little miniature adventures. But yeah, gets a good rating out of me. I want to say like good rating, 7 out of 10. Yeah, 7 out of 10. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't great. I mean, should I say 8 out of 10? I kind of want to see the whole Terry Crews story. Maybe they might pick it up in a later episode, but as it stands, who knows. Anyway, this is Ace.